Hi, how's everybody doing today? This is Sean, and we're here with another video. And I've been getting some emails about some of well, the question was because NFL just started, and I have another channel where I expose the NFL for being rigged and scripted. It's 100% rigged, 100% scripted, 100% fixed. Vegas isn't going to take any chances of losing hundreds of millions of dollars by allowing people to play legit games. And now they're even paying people in college, which in my opinion, they should have been paying people in college. Once you start using people's likenesses and to sell t-shirts and things of that nature, that's their individuality, and you shouldn't be, they should get a percentage of that. Now, on the other hand, I started playing tennis again, and I've been getting emails about, is tennis rigged and scripted? Of course, some of these games are rigged and scripted. It's the easiest game to fix. It's match fixing. You can tank matches. You can easily miss shots. There's hundreds of millions of dollars being bet on these tournaments. Okay, it's the same in pro football. You bet on a guy that's ranked 500 in the world, and he's playing the number 5 seed in the world, and he beats him in 5 hours. First of all, let me explain something to you. There's a few things that goes on in tennis. Tennis is the easiest sport to get away with doping. They're on steroids. Most of the top 10 players in the world, they're all on steroids or some kind of form or fashion. You're not able to play 5-set tennis matches. I don't care what age you are, what kind of shape you are, and be able to hit the ball the way they're doing. It's for entertainment, folks. That's why they do this. It's for you to take your time and sit down in front of a television and watch these sporting events for entertainment. Of course, there's doping going on. Andre Agassi admitted that he was literally taking crystal meth in the 90s when he was playing before he straightened himself out. And there's other steroids that people can take now that are out of your system in a few hours, okay? And in hockey, to give you an idea how strict they are in hockey, when Austin Matthews in 2016 played his first game in hockey, he scored 4 goals in one game, and the first player to ever do so. He even beat Will Clark's record, okay? They tested him like 5 times in that month. They tested him right after the game for steroids or any kind of male enhancer shit that they do. And they tested him a few weeks later, and they tested him like 5 times that month. Okay, so I'm not saying that he's on steroids or he was on steroids. I'm just saying that's how strict hockey is. Tennis ain't doing that. They're not testing you before matches and after matches. And like I said, the stuff is out of your system in an hour or two. So there's no way to catch these people. And if you think that Serena Williams and women like that are all jacked up on, they're got muscles bigger than mine, aren't on some kind of steroids, you're out of your damn mind, okay? And I don't care what they say. I don't care what doctor prescribes it. You can't do it in the Olympics, you know? You can. And back when I was growing up, you would get disqualified if you took an aspirin in the Olympics, okay? So this is ridiculous to even go down that avenue. Of course, the tennis is, there's games that are rigged and scripted. Even in the top 10 players in the world are doing this shit, okay? It's too much money not to. And then it's not even that. The people that they're dealing with that rig these games, they're mafia type people. They'll threaten your family, they'll threaten anybody they can do to get this money, okay? So don't be so naive, folks. Just enjoy the games. If you like watching football, enjoy the game, watch the game, and don't bet on it. That's my thing. Don't bet on any of this stuff, and then this stuff would stop. The doping would stop, the rigging of matches would stop, the rigging of games would stop. It would stop if you stopped betting on it. The reason why they do this is because you're betting on the games, okay? You're betting on tennis matches. That's why they're rigged and scripted. No, I'm not saying we as regular people are out here tanking matches, but if someone walked up to one of these players out here that's a 5-0 player and some guy that's a club player, and there's some betting going on, at the club, and they say, hey, if you tank this match, I'll give you $1,000, most of the people would do it, very few people, and that's why there's few people that are in the top 100 in the world or whatever that are consistently like that, because they're not doing steroids. They're playing for the integrity of the game, and they're doing stuff properly. If you do stuff properly in this world and you want to be a top 10 player and stuff, it isn't going to happen like that, okay? It's not. These are new times. So you got guys coming out of nowhere that are #1 players in the world in this sport or that sport, and ladies the same way. They're marketable. If they're marketable, then they're going to be getting all the sponsorships. They're going to be getting all the attention and all the other stuff. Okay, and a prime example was Andre Agassi. They used that guy in the 90s and early 80s because of his appearance and images, everything, and it put too much stress on that young fella. Okay, they made it to where he didn't even enjoy playing tennis anymore, and that's something he grew up loving. Okay, they took the joy and love out of that game for him and turned him into a marketing machine. Okay, so this could happen to anybody. So if you're a parent out there and you want your kids to be a professional tennis player or a professional athlete, you got to teach them morals and values and say, no matter what they offer you, steroids or whatever, you always be true to yourself and true to the game. It isn't worth it, okay, to do any of this stuff. You don't even know the long-term effects from some of these steroids these people are taking, okay? You don't know none of that. You could take steroids and be fine, and then all of a sudden, a year later, you have a heart attack and die from it, you know? It's the same thing with the experimental thing that was going on. You don't know what it's going to do to your body. Okay, it's bad enough I smoke cigarettes and I'm trying to do that. I'm straight and legit. I don't hide that stuff, but I don't drink alcohol. I don't do drugs. And somebody say, oh, well, you sound like you're on this or that. Look, dude, if I was on this and that, I wouldn't be in pain. I got 2 hip replacements, a plate in my shoulder, and my hand reconstructed. And I got back issues like you wouldn't believe. I'm in pain all the time. And I take ibuprofen. And now Flex-Seed. I heard that Flex-Seed, so I've been taking Flex-Seed and drinking water. But, I'm not out here jacked up on stuff running around the court like I'm 20 years old. I don't want to do that anyway because I want to know when I'm in pain so I can stop and rest. Just be true to yourself. That's all that matters. You have a relationship with God, and that is the most important relationship you can have in this world, even more than your parents. Because if you got a good relationship with God, you're going to have a good relationship with everybody else, and you're always going to be true to yourself. Okay, and that's what it's all about. Of course the games are rigged. Of course they're scripted. Of course people are doing enhancements and drugs and stuff. They can do that in the NFL now. Okay, you're not going to catch these people. Like I say, it's only a few hours and it's out of your system. I am just standing here talking to you, and I live in Florida, and it's 100 degrees outside at 7 o'clock at night, okay? I got to come here at nighttime because it's so hot during the day I can't even think about coming out here playing like I used to when I was younger. And I'm sweating profusely, okay? Yes, I'm a chubby man, and yes, I drank a gallon of water before I got here, literally, and I'm sweating. But you imagine being a pro athlete, and you're taking this thing, and you're playing a tournament, and then an hour later, you're straight. They can test you all they want. Just be true to yourself, folks, and stop being so naive. Stop being a child. When I was a child, I thought as a child, I spat as a child, I understood as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. As Corinthians, okay? Put away childish things, and don't be so presumptuous or don't be so naive to think that these people, professional athletes, you know nobody. You don't know them. You don't know. They're not your idol. Don't worship these people. Don't idolize them. They're human beings like us. They're full of faults and full of all kinds of shit that goes on in their lives. Most of these people care about money and fame. That's it. They could care less about you or your family or anything. So don't let your kids grow up worshiping people. You worship God. That's the only thing you worship. Yeshua HaMashiach, the Christ Jesus. That's the only thing you worship, in my opinion. You do what you want to do, but any other avenue, my folks, you go down is going to be an avenue of pain and suffering and regret and a lot of stuff that you're not ready for, okay? So don't ever think that these people are straight that you're watching on television. Always assume they're on something. Always assume that it's rigged and scripted, and just watch it for entertainment. Just don't bet on it. Like I say, if you don't bet on this shit, the shit would straighten itself out. But since there's trillions of dollars, literally, on every sport combined in Vegas and all that, they're not going to give no chances of running a straight game. What are you, crazy? I literally called the Super Bowl score last year before it happened, and I told you who was going to win. That's how rigged and scripted it is. Am I some genius? No. I know I used to play football. I know when people weren't playing correct football. And when I played tennis, I can watch matches back now and see that some of these matches were tanked to bring popularity to the sport, and that's what they're doing now. They tank matches. Some of these dudes wouldn't even be able to win a set off of some of these pros if they played for real. They wouldn't even be able to win a set off of them. Maybe they'd be lucky to win a game, okay? But they tank them to keep the entertainment because the matches would last a few hours and they'd be off the court. And they need to have the revenue for television. That's what this is all about, folks. So, to answer your questions, yes, all pro sports, all college sports, they're all manipulated. Every one of them. Don't care what you're involved in, they're manipulated in some way, fashion, form, or other when you got money involved in it. So what I say is if you want a youngster or even my age and you play a game of tennis, you like the game of tennis, enjoy the game of tennis and let these people do whatever they want to do on the ATP or any other, the WTP or whatever. Who cares? It's a game. You're not playing in that stuff, but don't bet on it. Because if you want to see fair play and you want to see honest football and honest tennis and whatever you're into, you and your friends stop betting on it, and I promise you it'll get straightened out. Stop watching the games. I don't watch football anymore, only watch it to troll it with Coach Script because my friends are betting on these games and losing their damn money. Except the ones that watch my channel because I'm pretty accurate on calling them. And Jake was doing pretty good over there, my other buddy, calling these tennis matches, pro football matches. But I'm telling you, don't get yourself upset over stuff that has nothing to really do with you unless you got chips in the game. And that's why I say don't even bother betting on that stuff. You're not going to win in the end. They're always going to win. And you're just going to get frustrated and lose all your money. And it's not cool. It's not cool what they're doing, and don't support it. Okay, just don't support it. And you got, especially in tennis, this is a one-on-one situation. I mean, anybody can tank a match or a point or whatever. Who knows what the hell they bet on? They could be betting on, I bet Rafael gets 50% of his serves in on first serve or whatever, and then they bet on that, and he just misses it at 47% and you lose the money. Who knows? But don't be naive and think there's no kind of shenanigans going on, because you're a fool if you think that that's not the case. In every level, you don't know what people's personal shit's going, like what kind of information they have on them. They get dirt on these people. It's just, we're living in evil times. There's a lot of evil stuff going on. Just don't be part of it. Don't participate in it. And one way not to participate, especially in football, just don't watch it and don't bet on it. And I promise you, if people stop doing that, you'll get straight and legitimate football games. Even the announcers are calling the scores and plays before they even come down because it's WWE stuff. I watched the one game, the guy told you he was going to throw an interception, and damn if he didn't. He threw it right. Kenny Pickett threw a ball right to the guy. There was nobody around him. Just threw it right to the defensive back. And I played football. That's not how that works out, okay? Not like that, okay? There is mistakes. And especially when you start watching 5-set tennis matches where people are playing, ridiculous amounts of hours and have that kind of stamina to run back and forth and hit tennis balls like that and not get cramps or be infected by it because they're on steroids and they're on some kind of enhancer that make them do that. And then especially women that are all jacked up like that, you can clearly see when women do it because it's not natural for women to have big old guns like that and big old arms. And, it's just the way it is. Just enjoy the games and whatever you're into, enjoy it. And as I said, just don't bet on it. That's where the problem is. When you bet on these things, you're encouraging these people to run rigged games because they're not going to give you a fair shake, my friends. That's never going to happen. Not in that kind of stuff. So, God bless everybody, and we'll talk to you soon. I am posting this on both my channels. So, this one for tennis because it has to do with tennis, and the other one because of rigged and scripted sports I do. But don't get me wrong, I enjoy watching tennis. I enjoy watching things. I just don't take this shit seriously. And like I say, I haven't watched a full game of football in years. I haven't sat down and said, well, I got to go home and watch this because I already know the outcome of it. It's rigged. It's all scripted. There's certain people that they want to do business with, and that's why I crush it on fantasy football and all this other stuff, because I know the score. Like Robbie Moore, the soccer player. That's an old time saying in the 70s, my friends. So we're gonna go. I'm gonna make another video, and I'm gonna be doing tennis times, but just realize that don't take none of that stuff seriously. Just be yourself and be authentic, and always remember, like I say to you, God loves you. You're made in God's image and likeness, and nothing can take that away from you. God loves you, okay, and so do I.